wanting for you to be, do, and have more of what you want in your life. Continuing with our relationship tips. Tip number 2 out of 7 distinctions to help improve relationships. And today I want to talk about the distinction between compliment versus acknowledgement. Compliment versus acknowledgement. Anyone can give you a compliment after they've only met you for a few seconds. If you're sitting at the piano, for example, they can say something like, "Wow, you play piano really well." And that's a compliment. On the other hand, it only takes a few more seconds to go deeper and to give that person an acknowledgement. "Wow, you play piano really well. I bet you've put in a lot of time and energy into learning and to being fluid like you are with the fingers on the keyboard like that. That's impressive." And would you rather have the compliment or the acknowledgement? Again, the acknowledgement speaks a deeper truth that you tend to be able to find if you just spend a few extra seconds and look for it. There are a couple of kinds of acknowledgments that you can give. One is conditional, the other is unconditional. Conditional versus unconditional. Let's take the example of the piano player. If I wanted to give a conditional acknowledgement that implies some type of condition, some type of measurement, some type of comparison. So I could say, "Wow, you're playing piano so much better today than you were a week ago." I'm comparing you today to a week ago. That's a condition. Generally speaking, when you can give a good acknowledgement, most of the time my experience is that it's unconditional. "Wow, you're really good on that piano. I bet you've really paid your dues to make that happen." Again, it's unconditional. It's not attached to any type of comparison or measurement. Now, in order to have the acknowledgement really work well, it needs to be truthful, respectful, and constructive. Truthful, respectful, and constructive. Otherwise, if you're playing the piano and you make a mess out of it, and people say, "Oh, you did so well," you know you didn't do it well. It's like playing for your parents who are going to say you did a good job no matter what you did. On the other hand, sometimes you won't be able to acknowledge the actual performance, but you can acknowledge the heart and soul that went into it. "Wow, I could tell you've really practiced hard on that piece that you played on the piano. And I really felt your heart in that piece. And it wouldn't surprise me someday if you were playing in Carnegie Hall." Again, to be truthful, to be respectful, and to be constructive with how you deliver your acknowledgement with that deeper truth that you see that's hiding underneath the compliment that would just simply be superficial on the surface. I worked with a president of a company years ago, and he actually used the acknowledgement process to turn his senior management team around. He told me the story of walking into his vice president's office one day and finding the man working on his computer printer. And his initial response would have been, "It's kind of dumb for you to do that when we've got an IT guy. Why don't you just call the IT guy and get him up here to fix your printer?" But instead of doing that, he simply looked at the man and looked at the computer parts printer parts on his desk and said something like, "You know, you're a really smart man. I think you're going to figure this out." And then he walked out of the man's office. About 30 minutes later, he heard the printer printing away. So again, acknowledging someone's ability, acknowledging that you believe in someone, acknowledging a deeper truth that you see under the surface can go a long way to building that relationship, to motivating, to inspiring people to do things that perhaps they haven't tried before. Again, be truthful, be respectful, be constructive. Make that an acknowledgement. This has been Coach Mack again, wanting for you to be, do, and have more of what you really want in your life Please remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Leave any feedback or questions you might have down below here. And you can also follow me on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter. Again, be, do, and have more of what you really want in your life.